Photoshop developer Adobe isn't noted for giving away stuff for nothing, but Photoshop Album Starter Edition 3.2 is actually a freebie, although it takes a bit of finding. I had to Google it just to find the download page, and I think I know why. What Adobe would rather you do is buy Photoshop Elements, and why not? There's a link to it. They say upgrade, although it's not really an upgrade. The option of the UK online store is £105, Elements 6 and Premiere Elements 4 for all those video clips. And oh, hello Photoshop CS3, I've missed you so. But I digress. Let's have a look at these menus. They seem fairly well populated. A lot of greying out there, so I suppose we better import some photos. You can get them in direct from camera, from mobile phone, or my preferred option, card reader, although I have prepped a shiny new drive with lots of pictures on it. There we are. Drive K. And let's get some photos. Now I'll not bore you with the import dialog. Here's our bunch of thumbnails, although I did have some raw images in there and they haven't shown up, so raw file preview is not supported, although JPEG and TIFF are. The shots are in date order from 2001 to 2079. Well, that's what tends to happen when one neglects to set the date and time on the camera. As with Elements, there's a bar along the top, and you can click on it to jump up and down the timeline, and those vertical bars indicate roughly how many shots you've taken in a particular month. As ever, some photographs will be taken with the camera on its side, with a few up here. Shift-click with the left mouse button to select contiguously, non-contiguous selection of course, with the control button depressed, and then hopping down bottom left, here are the rotate icons. Click and it'll render them, the previews, flip them up nice and smartly. There we go. The actual image editing functions are fairly basic. Double click to bring one up in full view mode. It's a symmetry, photogenic and yet poignant. There's a number of fixes. You can save a fixed image as a copy of the original, which is always a good idea. But let's just try out this one button, one click auto smart fix. And while the software optimizes colour and contrast, I'll just explain that this is in memoriam not to people who died in the First World War, but to those who died from a flu epidemic in the early 20th century. And there's the result. The greens are greener, contrast is enhanced, and if we zip down to the bottom right, pulling this slider to the left brings back our thumbnail view. And you can get them really small with this, but I think we'll stick it around the centre. And now it's time to get organised. Take a look at the top right. You'll find the Organise button there. We can create a collection. I'm going to call it Yakovlev. And if you don't know what a Yakovlev is, it's a kind of Russian aerobatic aircraft. And as chance would have it, I happen to have some photographs of such. There's our new collection. Click, shift, drag them onto the icon. You'll see that the thumbnails update, and then click on the little box. Binoculars come up and it just isolates the Yakovlev. We've also got tags to play with. Here they are, and you can create your own. Let's click on one. We'll hop up to the new menu and create a subcategory under events. I went to a bungee jump, watching mad people throw themselves off a crane for some bizarre reason. So there it is. You can select the photos and drag them onto the new tab, or you can just drag the tab onto the photos. There we are, on the go, and the thumbnails update with little icons. So if you click on the box to the left of the tab, it isolates all the bungee pictures. And I've actually gone and done the same with the friends that actually survived the event. Here we are, click on them, and here are our game survivors. There's also a calendar view that takes its data from the date embedded in the image file, provided of course you've set the camera up properly. And if you look at top right, you can click through images taken on a specific date just to see what's available. Now today I'm feeling particularly creative, so let's whiz off to the Create menu and see what can be done with that. Well, a full screen slideshow maybe? PDF slideshow, cross-platform, very nice. And look at this, calendars, greetings cards. I like the sound of photo stamps. Don't want everything turned into a stamp, so I think I'll just go for a collection of those Yakovlev aircraft. Control A to select all, click OK, and, oh, 39 cents. US Postal Service? That's not too good. But I'll show you something later that might just make you wonder. And it has everything to do with these little entries under the Create menu. Moving on. I think I'll do some home printing, so let's select some images of my nice motorbikey. You can order prints online or possibly not, but let's go for a home printer. Here we are. Let's choose it on the network. It's an Epson. And you can have individual prints and also access the printer's settings. It's set to text for some strange reason. Best photo, yes, okay, Epson, you want us to use your paper. So best photo it is. Click on OK. We've options here to output as individual prints, contact sheet, a picture package, but look, the photo dimensions are in English, inches, how nice. So it's a case of loading up the printer, choosing the size, you can crop to match in print proportions, click on print and off they go, provided you've actually remembered to switch the printer on. And there are other ways by which to share your photographs. Email, for example. The selected photographs appear there. PDF slideshare is possible, but I think we'll go for individual attachments. You can select sizes. Click on OK, it'll boot Windows Mail, and there are the shots, all nicely email friendly and small. So it's a case of putting an address and sending it. We've also other methods of sharing photos. You can share them to a mobile phone. I'm a bit suspicious about the online business, and this is photo frame thing here. The important one, I think, is burn to CD, which is rather jolly. Might be a waste of a CD just to put 3 shots on, but I'm just demonstrating here. You can choose your CD drive if you've got several drives on the system, give the CD a label, we'll call it a motorbike, and then click on the burn button, and they'll all go onto optical storage. So it's back to our spooky Scottish castle, it's spooky creation date, and let's have a look at this online thing. Aha, preferences, general. Here we go, there's a few things you can fiddle with there. EXIF data, email client, choosing your camera or your card reader if you've got a scanner attached. Martin Luther King Day, Lincoln's birthday, this is a bit US centric. Photoshop services reveals something rather useful. Well, apart from the fact you can automatically check for new services and updates, you can also set your location. See, we're in United States and Canada. Well, no, we're not, we're in the UK. Choose that, successfully updated, click OK, it'll chug for a bit, and hey, we're up to date. So let's try again with the Create menu, and what do you know, all those online services have disappeared. Doesn't that tell you something? This is even more amusing. You can change the date and time. So from 2079, I think it was 2002 if memory serves. January the 10th possibly. Haven't a clue what time of day it was, although it was definitely not 2:34 in the morning. So I'll put unknown for that. Click on OK. OK. Right. And one more quick fix, just to make it all stand out a bit. But you'll notice at bottom left, it's the 1st of October 2002, which is American for the 10th of January 2002. So the software is truly US-centric, has limited editing options, but is a handy organiser and can get you quite used to Adobe Photoshop Elements, the commercial product.